Define escapism. Is it a way of coping, relief, or something more? In Google, when you search up escapism, the example will be virtual reality. Our world is increasingly overstimulated, chaotic, and mostly overwhelming. Even though VR became as a form of new technology, something to look forward to in the future, it has now become way more than that. Where movie and games give you passive forms of escape, VR demands more. While escapism often carries negative connections, meaning it's only used in bad life scenarios and situations, in the context of VR, this is completely different. Virtual reality compels psychological and emotional refuge. Various titles of VR blurs the boundary between identity and escape. The Oculus Quest 2. Released in 2020, it marked the shift in the VR landscape. Expensive gaming PCs, sensors, complicated setup, now affordable, all-in-one VR. But this is just the surface. No longer was this considered niche and enthusiast. VR has found its way to over 20 million people. VR anywhere, at any time. Like a lot of people, this was my first introduction to VR. It was a platform of diverse escape, having a massive explosion of VR content across all types of genres. It also was the anchor of emotional accessibility, being the unintentional freedom device during the pandemic, when people were isolated. The Quest 2 was the freedom during the world's anxiety and depression. VR was no longer a privilege, but a possibility for anyone. To this day, the headset marks VR's turning point, bringing escape into reach for tens of millions. Boneworks. I believe that Boneworks was the beginning of embodying systemic freedom in VR. The game offered extremely realistic physics-based interaction, letting players manipulate nearly everything in the environment, and finally have some of the greatest combat in any game ever. But you're not required to fight. At any point, you can explore combat and exploration however you choose. Skip puzzles? Go ahead. Leap across rooftops? Go ahead. Fling enemies off cliffs? Go ahead. It's not about violence. It's not about exploration. This game was about agents. You were God in a controllable digital environment, and the very way this was different from any other VR games is Job Simulator. At core, it's a fun, interactive game. Chances are this was your introduction to VR. But this game is objectively bad. You have floating hands, you're stuck in one place, you can't do anything, there is no freedom. The only way people enjoyed this game is because it was VR, because it was new technology, and everyone ate it up because it's something we've never seen before. But you can't spend more than 3 hours on this game, now without becoming annoyed, now without being left disappointed. Boneworks changes this. It brings your body, hands, arms, head, and most importantly, you, your thoughts, your mind, your decisions, all inside the game. Do anything, kill anyone you want, go through anything however you want, zero limits, infinite possibilities. This isn't a game, this is a sandbox, this is possibilities at its core. This is VR. BoneLab brought all of these full body and full physics immersion possibilities to every VR device, not just those with an expensive PC. Although many despise BoneLab for its disappointing story campaign, I believe this game is living proof that Stress Level Zero is currently the most innovative VR studio ever. Yes, they have their issues, and there's a lot of them, but this is just their beginning, and I can't wait. I've had plenty of choices for this game that I'm about to talk about. VR Chat, showing true VR socializing at its core. Gorilla Tag, having fun socializing and joy at its core, and an innovative movement like no other game. Rec Room, bringing most of these into one. But I just have a different game in mind. This is a new video. I've never tried this format before. Before, all my videos were all about Orion Drift. And before you ask what this game is, let me explain. Orion Drift is a game from the creators of Echo VR and Gorilla Tag, arguably two of the most innovative VR games for their own reasons. But Orion Drift takes the worst of these games and removes it. It takes the best of these games and keeps it, flourishes it, makes the game better. There are truly endless possibilities, and I could go on forever, but you can watch the video where I spent 24 hours in this game to truly find that out. But in those 24 hours, I think they have changed my whole perspective on VR. I have a question that I've been seeking the answer to, yet I still don't know. When does escapism become a coping mechanism? VR escapism has so much positivity, exploration, empowerment, but it can also become a crutch. This immersive nature of VR, it means time can pass unnoticed. It becomes easier to live in these virtual spaces rather than to face real life. Titles like Bone Lab and especially Orion Drift having socializing, competitiveness, lore, games, and more at its core. It can leave you with the illusion of meaning and progress, even if in real life problems remain unsolved. But even in this concept, escapism can be reframed. Escapism is not always about avoiding reality. Sometimes it's about recharging for it. A session in VR might give you the confidence, might give you social help, enough laughter in a game to fight off something worse. The value of escapism is subjective. It's something that can heal, inspire, whether it's joy, chaos, immersion, everything in VR can offer you what it means to escape. As VR evolves, the boundary between identity and escape will blur. I will see you sometime later, but for now, enjoy VR.